I saw this tweet saying, I'm gonna need adult science fiction fantasy / horror books to start putting in 1/3 of the effort that smaller YA horror books do with their covers. And I saw the covers and I was like, hi, it's Divya G. What does the G stand for? The G stands for gorgeous. But also, wait a minute. Like anyone wanting to sort out their life, I made a Pinterest board. So these are all the YA horror / thriller novels from the past few years where I thought they could be from the same family tree. Whilst the covers aren't the same by any means, they all have like this. There's a theme. Partial obscurity. Girls partially obscured by fog, by birds, by water, by plants. What's the monster of this horror? Hay fever. But really, why are they all covered in plants or have plants growing out of their skin? Embarrassing bodies, mate. That is an infection. One reason could be, as Keely puts it, is that plants embody the absolutely alien. He notes the Blair Witch Project, where 3 filmmakers get lost in the woods, and the woods themselves loom and become a nightmarish landscape. Nature is wild. Nature is unpredictable. Nature can grow and infest. The way that the flowers envelop the eyes in Horrid, it gives me a very disturbing feeling. It reminds me of Coraline's mother, her eyes replaced with 2 black buttons. Vibes. Don't look at me like that. Sawkill Girls also hides the eyes with a 2010 Justin Bieber haircut. Eyes are often said to be the windows of the soul. We use eyes to provide information about another person's emotional state, which is why it's so unnerving when you can't see them. Partially due to it being also the uncanny valley where it looks almost human, but it's not. But also because we can't tell their true intentions. Like, okay, Sia. I like to imagine that the flowers is a connection to nature, kind of like decay or like funeral flowers. But let's be real, it's probably just for the aesthetic. And I'm thinking, cover 4 you must not miss reminds me of the movie Birds. Now, the pigeons in London are gangster enough. I did not need to see this movie and see people getting attacked. With newer horror thriller, there's a lot of these trends of really nicely painted covers, and a lot of these are legit peng art. Anyway, I'm not a mug and saying that I can make art like this, but I can make my own, you know, C-list version. First things first, I'm the realist, but also find a pale girl who can rival Helen's tuberculosis in Jane Eyre. They have to be pretty though. This tutorial I use celebrities to inject humor into my otherwise bland life, but if you're doing this for real for a living and not like me, unemployed, only use celebrities for partial reference, like you want to reference like the eyes or like maybe the nose. I was looking up Emma Chamberlain because she has those like big ass eyes, and I noticed that these 2 covers look really similar. I kept on looking for that face that like a lot of artists use, like they have like same face syndrome, and then I thought, oh wait, you know what? Billie Eilish has that sort of blank, depressive, big ass eyes, dead stare thing going for her. And I thought, brilliant. Oh my god, look, she already has a tear coming out from how badly she's gonna be mistreated in this novel. Pexels are like the gods for royalty-free images. I also thought, what's a scary bug? Apart from all of them. Ladybugs. Put a few ladybugs crawling near her eyes, up her hair, because they might be a lady, but there's still a bug, just like Camilla, who will never replace Lady Diana. What the fuck? At this point, I was like, there's a lot of vegetation, but the protagonist needs good eye health to be able to see the horrors and the monsters that's about to unfold and shit. So I thought, let's include a spring onion for vitamin A. Also, they taste good in Asian dishes, so you know, representation. Publishers would be willing to publish. Gotta sneak them in, you know, gotta sneak it. I was not feeling right with the other flowers, and I wanted to get the like, I've totally spent like 50,000 pounds and an art degree, except I haven't, and I don't have these skills, so I was like, how can I fake this? I got some oil paintings of some flowers that look like they live with South Asian parents who constantly criticize them. Kind of like it's their healing incantations that they need to recite every day, otherwise they're gonna lose their youth. Basically, half wilted and look like me with my crooked back and my crippling self-esteem. You then arrange them around her face like you're arranging flowers for her casket, because she's probably gonna be dead or dying at one point in the novel. Okay, so girls with half of their face cut out, looking like they've been put through the spiralizer, is a trend. Not only on book covers, but also Photoshop Instagram. A whole bit didn't record, but basically I just sucked the life out of her face by reducing the temperature of the photo and reducing the vibrancy of her life, her personality, and reducing the oranges and reds to desaturate the image, because you want to make it look like she's either a corpse or she's suffering with severe anemia like every South Asian brown girl. I then added a shadow and a vignette to emphasize the focal point, and then using Photoshop's oil painter filter to make it look oil painted. In terms of title, you really want to figure this out before you even start. You want the title and the photo to look good together. It comes in a pair. Alright, it ain't about the individualistic life. Let me tell you a little secret. I don't read horror books, so I took to Twitter for help. And Victoria was like, The Widow Locked Under the Stairs, which works amazing for a series. Like, imagine, The Widow Locked Under the Stairs, book 1. The Widow Locked in the Basement, book 2. The Widow Locked in the Walls, book 3. And someone else said that horror is kind of known for having elusive, iconic, and vague singular word titles. So you can see there was horrid, or like, it. Tried she. I make this joke to like basically everybody that I meet, but I'm like, this is why every brown girl's favorite Marvel superhero is Iron Man, because they're anemic. My poor girl has not seen the light for so long that they now have low iron, they've got pale, sallow skin, and they also have a vitamin D deficiency. D for Divya. Hit that like, subscribe, and smash that bell notification. For the title, I added some inner shadow and scratchy texture to make it look like they've kind of clawed this into the wall. Added some like line marks in there to make it look like they were counting down the days until they can own their own home without generational wealth, because that's the true horror story of this country. Anyway, here is the New York Times best-selling novel. Not gonna lie, I think it kind of slaps, you know. One of my favorite hobbies is just like reading your comments. I find them so funny, and it's just like comforting because I have no comfort at this point in my life. I'm quite lonely. Always down to hear suggestions for more video recs or whatever you want to say to me. How was your day? How was your bowel movements? Was I good? Have you done it today? If not, you need to eat more fiber. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Let's hug, because Asian families, they don't show comfort like this. Gotta give it to you guys. I'll put deodorant on this time. Oh, how sweet. Yes, here we go. Okay, that's enough. Follow my depression on Twitter. Follow my Instagram or my TikTok if you want. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all are doing Gucci, and I'll see you guys next time. Don't know what that is. You know, I haven't even had coffee today. I don't know where this energy is coming from, right? Like, it's just me alone. I think it's sleep deprivation. Okay. Bye. Okay, oh my god.